Hey everybody, it's Erin from Erin Makes, and welcome to Card Making Wednesday. Today I'm going to show you 3 different cards where we're going to go a little bit off the page, kind of like in the corner, off to the side, kind of doing instead of everything centered or everything in the middle, we're going to go on the corner. So welcome to the show, and we'll get started here in a minute. So we are streaming live today in a few different places. We are streaming on TLC Designs Facebook and YouTube channels, and also Erin Makes Facebook and YouTube. So if you've not seen either or channel before, or want to check out all the different things that both companies have to offer, I'd love for you to follow. All the links for the supplies we are using today are down below, along with a couple of coupon codes, which I'll announce as we're going along, and also links to go to all the different social medias. So welcome. Please feel free, I'm just looking over here at the comments, please feel free to ask questions, and let's get rolling with the first card. Okay, so here are the cards we are making. We're gonna have a ton of fun. TLC Designs has just released their brand new stencils. So we're gonna be playing with 3 of those stencils today and doing some ink blending with them, along with lining up a few things. So let's get started with, let's go this one, why not? I've noticed that I kind of always go for my normal color palette. I definitely tend to gravitate to certain colors. Now, just like with my cards, any card, and I'm going to kind of give this a little preface, I make card videos to inspire you to create. If you go to classes, if you watch other people's YouTube videos, the whole point of what I do and what a lot of us do when we're putting our card designs out there for you is that we would love for you to create them yourself. Using products you have at home, using the design that we're using, that's the whole point of it. So with that in mind, I just came back from Creativation, and I was in a class with Hero Arts. I got some supplies from them, so I'm going to be using some of their inks today. And I also was learning how to do a card. So that is the inspiration for this one. Let me show you the card that I originally had. And this one was done by Libby from Hero Arts. Her last name is escaping me. I'm so sorry. So this is the card that we created in class. And this is my version of a similar type idea that we're going to create together. And I didn't have all the products that she had. And so, but you can tell how I got inspiration from one to the other. And I love that. I love how, this inspired that. And I was like, oh, I really love that design, and I'm going to use that. So please feel free at any time, whenever you're watching any of these videos, to card lift, I guess this is a better way, to replicate, to copy, to whatever you want to call it. That's the whole point. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our background. So let me just kind of put this off to the side so you guys can see where we're going. Now I'm working on my glass craft mat. This is a magnetic craft mat. And the first thing that we're going to do is actually going to be one of the awesome things about this craft mat. We are going to, hang on, got to get my supplies out. Everything kind of stashed off to the side here. So we're going to create our background card or a background paper. And I do have one that is already done because I needed it to dry, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of some of the Hero Hues, and this one's in blue raspberry. I'm going to move everything off to the side so I don't get it mucky. And I'm just going to tap it onto the glass. Now, you could use your craft mat, you can use whatever, but the nice thing about having a glass mat of any kind is that you do not have to worry about, getting it mucky. It cleans up really nicely. So from here, this is already water that had a little bit of dye in it. It's kind of got some blue. It's not going to change it too drastically. I'm just going to spray it to kind of activate that ink because it is a water-based ink. These little Hero Hues reactive, they react with water. So I think they're really fun. Take my finger, okay, and I'm going to swish it around. Basically, I'm creating a mono print with my inks and a watercolor background. And a glass mat is a great use for that. Didn't realize I was not fully centered on my camera. Sorry about that, guys. Then I'm going to take a decent heavyweight cardstock. So this one is the Nina heavyweight cardstock. It's the 110-pound cardstock. And we're just going to lay this in here and just tap, tap, tap. Make sure you get on the corner. You can move it around, but I tend to not do that. And then we're going to lift up. And there it is. Now, if the white edges bother you, guess what? There's still some ink here. I can always come in and I can tap to the edges. Pull some of the ink. I can tap to the edges. Right? And I can get a full pull, or I can always just redo it. I can do a second pull off of this, right? I kind of like having some changes to the sides and not having everything on there. And hello, everybody who's gotten on. Hello, Carol, Sharon, and Kimmo. Hello, hello. So because I needed this to dry, I already created one and it's already dry. So isn't that beautiful? I love that. If you're seeing some funny, weird lights and stuff on my screen, it's because this is a glass mat and it is reflecting. This is a mat that is actually from Glassboard Studio. And there is a coupon code for 15% off. It's down in the information section. I think it's code Aaron15. So if you go to Glassboard Studio, links are down below. Aaron15 gets you 15% off anything in the store. It doesn't have to be the giant one. It can be a different color, but it's really, really cool. All right. So since we already have this one, oops, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there. Don't glitch again. This one's still wet, so we're going to get this one dry, right? And we're going to use the new stencil. So this one, it says, hello, smile. Look at that cute stencil. This one is from TLC Designs, and it is called the Clearly Classic, and it's got this beautiful kind of grid, which is what we're going to play with. It's got a little bit of some wavy lines at the bottom, and it also has the word hello and smile at the top. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for a stencil. It's not just one thing. It's got a lot of action happening here, which I love. And we're going to go, now this one, we're going to alter it a little bit. If you notice with this card, all we did was kind of hit this one corner. We're actually going to do the two corners on this card just for some fun, a little bit of different interest. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on here. Now, the nice thing about my mat is that it's magnetic. So I can place my magnet pieces on here. Here we go. Actually, I'll show you what I did. We kind of played around with it. I need it to come all the way off to the bottom. I want it to come all the way to the top. We're going to go about to there. Because we're trying to hit the corner, but I don't want, if you look at this original card, see how it kind of looks like it's just kind of going off into nowhere. It's not a stilted end. So we're going to be playing around with it. Sorry, that's my dog scratching himself. And then we're going to take our blender brush and we're going to take this exact same ink that we used, which I stuck. There it is. We're going to take the same ink. So we're doing tone on tone right now. So we're going to take that same Hero Ink Hues and Blue Raspberry, and we're going to go ahead and stencil it on and brush it on. And these little magnets are kind of help holding everything in place. So I want to go all the way to the edge here. Definitely in the corner. All the way here. You guys like using stencils? Is this a fun thing that you get into? Just curious what everybody's, whoops, likes or dislikes are. And how's everybody? Hello, Gwen, and hello, Hell. Say hi. A shout out would be awesome. Thank you for everybody who's popping on. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. I've got a kid home sick today. Boo-hoo. She got a little bit of a tummy bug. All right, so if you look at the way this is designed now, and I'm just going to quickly wipe this up so I don't get ink anywhere I don't want ink. Whoops. And we're going to move that over. And just kind of wipe this off so if I place it down, I don't get ink anywhere I don't want to get it. Wipes quite nicely. So now we have ink, but see how it looks kind of like it's kind of, whoa. Sorry, guys. I have a board above here. So just as a heads up, see how bright that is? I have to put this board above here and it just kind of pops. So that way you guys don't see my lights. Sorry, I'm wiggling everything around. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry about this stupid light. It is what it is. Then one of the fun things. You have a collection of stencils. Yay! Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit. Get rid of that light right there. I got to refocus. So this is the joy. There we go. The joy of having a live. And now I've like knocked my camera. There we go. Okay. Still plenty. And now I got to get rid of that thing. There we go. You know what? When you're live, weird things happen. And I have like this board above because I've got these big lights above me. And literally it's two white boards, like the board, like presentation boards from Dollar Tree, washi taped together, hinged above on my C-clamp above me, and it just popped and it fell. And anyway, so just all kinds of fun. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Pauline. Hello. Welcome. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing. All kinds of fun stuff. So we're playing with stencils. Now, one thing I don't like about this is I feel like I want to go a little bit more. I want to hit more of an angle, kind of like what we had in this original card. And I feel like this is too stunted, right? So because this has the same pattern repeated, we can move this up a little bit. So I'm going to follow my pattern. I got to find it. Here we go. We're going to move it up. And as long as I line this back up exactly the way I want to, and then I put this back down, we can add some more to our stencil, right? So versatile. Yes. I love stencils. So we're not going to go all the way to the edge. We're just going to kind of come in here. Of course, I put my stencils in dumb places, or my magnets in places where I can't get to. My hand in there nicely. So we're kind of doing an angle, right? We're hitting this fun angle right here. And I can always pull it off and go, what do I think? And yeah, I like that. See how it's kind of hitting this angle here? And I want to go a little bit further over here. So not too much. Not too much. Actually, I'm going to move it this way so I've got plenty of room to groove. Make sure I'm on camera now that I've changed my zooming in capabilities here. I'll put these here. Make sure it's not in the way of my hand. I don't want to have the magnets to where my hand is, right? And I just want to go a little bit more, we're just making a big diagonal, basically. And as long as you line up your stencils the way you need to, you can create that really cool, and then see how some of them are just barely showing. So it's really creating this kind of cool diagonal, right? Now on this card, I just did the diagonal and I didn't do anything else. And I didn't even go as high. I kind of left it quite large. But I want to do a little bit in this corner. So we're going to realign this. I do not want to do much. The main focus is down here in this corner. But I just add a little something. Let's go here. Let's go here. Whoops. These magnets are very powerful. So we're just going to do like there. Just a little bit of something. Kind of hitting some corners here. Just a little light. You don't have to do both sides. It's just totally optional. And now we've got this kind of cool gradient on either side, right? Something kind of different, kind of fun. Now, whenever I do any of these projects, you notice the actual card base I'm working with is much larger than what we're going to put on our card. So we need to cut this down. So if I find, like, for instance, there's this like funky corner, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but there's this one little spot right here where it's just not the right color that I like. And I want to mat this down. So I need to make this piece of paper down to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to trim off a little bit from here. We got to make this to go down to 3/4. So I think I'm going to do 1/4 inch on both sides. If one side was not as nice as the other, I would cut off more of one side than the other. So we're going down 1/2 inch, but I might pull from one side or the other. And I think I'm going to do the same thing on here because my mat is 1/4 inch down on all sides. This one is 1/2 inch. And depending on how you like your design, so there it is. And I'm totally happy. I have nice clean cuts. I don't feel like I have many misfits. These pieces here, if you wanted to keep them, these would be awesome if you ever did any of those paper piecing stuff where you're doing, like you have the layers and you're adding the layers together and all that kind of stuff. It's really fun. So you like it in both corners. Awesome. Now where did there, he was still on my cutting board. Okay, so now that we've got that cut, let me clean up my mat or my glass mat. See how easy this is? So nice. And it's nice and tough. It can take heat. So versatile, so versatile. Let me I love my little patty here. So much fun. This is by Make It by Marco. It's great. Move my magnets out of the way. Now, just finishing it up, one of the things I have here is this is a sheet of paper that's from the Coordinations cardstock. And I did rough it up a little bit. I just took a little bit of some sandpaper. So it's kind of got this little grungy vibe a little bit. And we're just going to rough it up. So this is just a very light sandpaper where you can just take, and you can kind of see it starting to get a little faded. The more you rough it up, the more distressed it's going to be. You can leave it plain. You could just do plain old black cardstock too. You could also take an emery board with one of these and really get in there and get some mucky edges on there. So lots of differences that you can do. This is called Coordinations paper. And they have like a weird core. It's like a sandable paper. So it just depends on how much you want to sand it, how much distress you want to add to it. And you can tell it does kind of have a little bit of dust after. So just take your rag and just kind of clean that up. It's just a little bit of some powdery dust left over. I'm not going to go too super crazy with it. Just a little bit of distressing, right? Not crazy. And then let's stick everything together. So now we're going to adhere this. Because I got my paper wet, this paper initially, this guy's already dry, by the way. The original, the one that we did together, it's almost dry. Yes, may the 4th be with you. I was really trying to figure out a way to do something about Star Wars today, but my brain was not going there. I don't know. Oops. Oh, see, look, I got some muck on there. It's okay. It's more distressed. I didn't clean off my table as well as I should have. Whoops. It's picking up some of the dust. I probably mixed with a little bit of the water. So I got some mush on there, but whatever. Thank you, Debbie. All right, so now we have the base of our card. Now it's time to just level it up with some of the elements. So I've got a couple of pieces here that I've already die cut out. I just need to finish punching. I love these little caddies right here. Again, Make It by Marco. They're great for when I do all my, I forgot to poke all these out. Oops. But it's great to kind of store, especially if I'm card making, but it's also like a chamois holder. It's to hold all your little die cut pieces or, you know, any of your small little things that you want to take to travel. You could put your inks in here as well because they fit quite nicely. Lots of good things. So these are really cool. I think they're called chamois holders. They're supposed to be used for your chamois when you're stamping, and apparently I can't get the picky thing. This is a little picky tool I have. It's from Dress My Craft, and it's great. I can also do this one. It doesn't seem to work as really well for these tiny, tiny ones. So that's why the pokey tool is there. And then when you're done, you just, sorry. Isn't that cool? Sorry. I think that's the best thing. I don't know why I keep saying sorry. I guess I'm a Canadian coming out of me. All right. So now we have this little doodad here. Pretty fun, right? Isn't that gorgeous? And then we also have our sentiment. Now, the die that is from this is actually from a die set that is from TLC Designs. This one's called the Tiny Oval Vine. So it's beautiful vine in here. It has some extra flowers if you want to die cut out some of the extra flowers. But I just wanted to use this gorgeous little sentiment here in the center. So not sentiment, but the floral vine part in the center. And then It's the Little Things is actually from this stamp set, which I put it in backwards, but here it is. You can see it better on this side. So I put it in backwards. This is called Happiness Hedgies, and I found it's called The Little Things. I love stamp sets that have lots of really cute sentiments that can be used for more than one thing. And so there's so many extra things that you can do that are great. Oh, hey, just one more stamp. Hello, hello. You made it to see me live. Woohoo. And everybody else who's gotten on, welcome, welcome. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Noreen. All right, and I think Sharon, I haven't, said a shout out to you yet. So now it's time to put everything together. I'm going to use my Xyron sticker maker to put all these pieces on. This we're going to pop up, but this little thing is so difficult in some ways because it's got so finagly, and I love my sticker maker for this. And there is a coupon code. Let me tear that and let me pull it up on the screen. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute, but before I forget, the link is also down. The information is down in the code is down in the information section for you guys. But if you go to Xyron, link to Xyron is down below. 15% off any order with promo code of MOM15. So if you ever wanted to try Xyron and you want to see what it's all about, they have so many amazing, my tape runner that I'm using from them, the sticker maker that I'm using from them. They have hot glue. They've got foil. They've got all kinds of really cool stuff. And it's 15% off right now with code MOM15 for Mother's Day. I do not know. I think it goes to the 8th. So get it quick. All right. So how does the sticker maker work? Let's take a look. So we're going to rub, rub, rub on all of this. Not good trying to use your phone. Oh, man. Well, the code is there even after we're done. Okay, now I got to find the corner. I got to find that little piece off on the side. Yeah, the codes aren't going anywhere. You guys can watch the codes all you want. Well, there it goes again. It's my board. Stupid board. Oh, now the tape is fully come off. Oh, sheesh. Oh, my goodness. The live continues. Oh, I need to do more than washi tape it. I'm probably going to have to fix this. I'm going to have to fix this mid-live because this is insane. It's about to literally drop on my head. Oh, my goodness. It'll take 2 seconds. Don't worry. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm peeling off this piece. I pulled the plastic. I'm very gently, because this is very delicate, pulling this up. There we go. And now this whole entire thing is a sticker, right? And I'm deciding a little swirl here at the bottom. Whoops, I don't know. It's because my board's moving. Sorry about the glitchy. This little swirly thing at the bottom is the bottom. So I'm going to find the bottom and get this to line up. The whole thing is a sticker, which is awesome. There we go. Now, you might have little cobby webs, kind of like if you were using, if you were using hot glue, how you have little cobwebs. You know, you just take your finger and you just kind of rub it, and it pulls it off. And it's just that little extra sticky that's kind of caught in the little pieces. If you wanted to do it ahead of time, that's fine. If you want to do it after it's stuck down, that's totally fine too. Easy enough. Now we are going to put our little sentiment on there. And I already have a little bit of some foam tape. And we're just going to line this up. And I had scissors. I guess I put them away. So we're just gonna pop this up to give a little dimension, not too much. We don't wanna go crazy with it. And then lie it down. Okay, if my board stays, and we're good. And we don't have any more crazy things falling on my head. There we go. So now, see, look, it's same card, but look how much we have changed it just by altering, doing the corner. You could even, like, I just picked one color of ink to do this, but you could pick whatever color you like as your background. So this can go any direction because the only other colors that are on here are white and black. So many different directions you can go with this, and there's no wrong way. That's the best part. Now all we have to do is we need to attach this to our card. So I just have an 8.5 by 11 that I cut in half, and we're going to stick this on with our stay. Normally I would put the adhesive on here, but I already put the pop tape on there, so we're going to go the other way around. And I love using a matte. I think it just adds a little something extra when you see the black and the white, and you just I'm a matte girl. I like using mattes. So that is our first card. What do you guys think? Thumbs up? Yay. Do you like it with the corner, or do you like it with just the one side? Where do you like, because this one I also went higher up. Do you like it when it's further down? And then remember, this was the original inspiration for the card. I did keep the same color because that's where I got the ink. So this is the same ink that I used for this one. We did a few different techniques comparatively, but that was my jumping board for where I got to this. So very easy. Did it run through the die cut machine? You won't get those web. Yeah. Oh, you could definitely do that. Yes. So good point. When I was using the sticker maker, if I wanted to run it through like a die cut machine, or if I just rub my hand on it a little bit more before I peeled off that top, those little cobwebs don't get as stuck. I've also seen somebody taking like their bone folder and just kind of going around some of the edges of it. So it just loses those little sticky cobwebs, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't make my card stick together. I just rub my finger on it and boom, it's good. It's good to go. So don't forget, there is that 15% off. Okay, that's just our first card. We have more cards to go. We're going to get to more. So we did the teal. Let's flip it over. Hope this thing does not fall on my head. All right, both corners, both corners. You like it with both corners? There we go. See, this is why we do one lot. I try to show variation on the cards. All right, so let's do another one. So that's the first card we did. Let's do this guy. All right, so this is another amazing new die set that is from TLC Designs. Start finding it. Trying to get it. Where'd it go? There it is. So here is the new die, sorry, not die set. This is the new stencil. Wrong stencil, Erin, wrong stencil. Grabbing the wrong things. Here we go. Here's the pile. I have them in piles in different places on my table. So this is the new stencil from TLC Designs. Absolutely beautiful stencil. You can see I've got some of my other elements. It's this swirl of heart. I think it's so cute. But it also, this is like a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 deal. We have the grass right here. Oops, sorry, the lights. So here you can see grass right here. And on this side, we have like a wave. So you have like spiky grass and then waving grass, right? Making you nervous. Oh, shoot. No, I'm totally fine. It's like, it's just poster board. It's not heavy. It's just loud and it's making everything move. And I don't want to have technical difficulties on a live. So I will not get hurt. Do not worry. It's not like it's 10. It is like, oh, it moved again. Okay, I'm going to have to fix this. So I'm going to pull out, I have a really big washi tape. I probably should use duct tape, but I need to fix this before it gets bad. Sorry about the impromptu fixing. I was not expecting it to die on me. Now that my washi tape is anyone. Anybody else have problems with washi tape? I haven't put this on my new washi tape holder yet. I keep meaning to. Sorry, I'm opening washi tape. Bear with me for a second before we get to the card. That way I don't have this thing fall on my head. Oh, okay, if this one doesn't work, okay, screw this. I'm not using that one. I'm using a different washi tape. A different tape. This will work. Hopefully there's enough of it. You'll see what I mean here because I'm about to pull the boards off. Work, tape, work. Don't tell me this one's doing the same thing. I am not having luck with washi tape today. This is pathetic. Okay. Hey, winner. Okay. Really quickly, I'm going to be fixing this so this does not fall on my head. This is the board that I'm talking about. And see how the washi tape is like pulled itself apart? I just need to retape this real fast so it doesn't land on my head. Normally, I don't do this, but I only do this when I have my glass mat. And right now, it's having a problem because it's too much of a glare. I'll show you before I put it back on. Okay, that should be good. I try not to do these things on purpose. Okay, so this is why I have this board above. So do you see all the the lines of light on here? That's why I have it, right? So if I don't put the board up above, you see all this light. As soon as I put the board up there, those lights are gone. And that's why I do that. And now I got to fix my camera because it's all jacked up. So that is the reasoning for why I do what I did. So you guys have nice, clean images and it's not like crazy, whatever. Anyway, so it's not going to hurt me. It's just wobbly and it's driving me nuts and I get too sidetracked with everything that's going on. So thank you for bearing with me on my live and dealing with the crazy because it's live and that's what happens. So let's move on to our card. Okay, so now we're back. We have this beautiful stencil, the hearts. You get two different kinds of grass, like a rolling hill and also like the fun grass here, right? So let's play with our stencil. We're going to use 3 different colors of ink. I just got all this ink. Do you guys do this too? Like as soon as you get a new product, all you want to do is play with the new product. I'm the same way. So I just got these 3 new inks. These were actually like freebie extras while I was at the conference, because this is again from the class from Hero Arts. Oh, you created extra effort for, aw, you're welcome. Well, there's nothing like having like just stuff in the way. Ooh, I have this backwards. There we go. I'm doing this on purpose in terms of dark, medium, light. So that's how we do this. So therefore you can see the 3 lights, okay, or the 3 colors. And then for each of these, I have its own dauber. So that way I'm not, so here's the medium. That's the light, sorry. Here's the dark. Oops, is it this way? There we go. So each has their, oh, you guys can't see the daubers. There we go. So the 3 daubers and my little logo's in the way. Go figure. Got your first jelly plate. What? That's awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to place this down. I'm actually going to shove these off to the side because I need to have a little more room to groove. And we are going to play with this. Now this one I'm not going to change and alter, except for we're going to change the order of the colors. But we're still going to line this up on the left side. I think it would look funny if we did it on the right side because then you're like opening it. But here it's like on the hinge. So I feel like it looks really cool. Now, I'm keeping with 1 color, but you could totally change up and do like rainbow or, 3, or you could go blue, purple, pink, or you could do red, yellow, or like yellow, orange, red. So you can have fun with how you're playing with your colors. You could do Christmas tones if you want to, but we're just going to keep it monotone for this. So on this card, I kept the lightest color in the center and then I went to the darkest on the outside. For this one, we're going to reverse it. So we're going to do the darkest in the center. Again, let me put my magnets down, keeping it so that my hand can get in here because I'm a righty. If you're lefty, stick it on the other side. Okay. And then I always put my other hand on there. I'm going to use a dauber. I don't have enough blending brushes for some reason, I don't have a blue blending brush and I don't have any more blending brushes that are nice and big. I feel like these little tiny things that are great for, but not for like what I want to do. But I have lots of daubers. So to keep color tones separate, I got daubers for everything. Plus they fit on your finger. They're kind of cute. All right, so we're going to do the center and we're just going to go round and round in a circle. Just like that. Easy, easy, right? So we're just kind of keeping, I got to figure out where the actual center of this is because I want to keep it as symmetrical as possible for the stencil, not for what's on the card, if that makes sense. All right, next we're going to go to the next darker color, or the lighter color, I should say. So here's the next lighter colors. The first one that we were playing with is Sapphire. The next one we're playing with is Blue Hawaii. So this one's Blue Hawaii. And how I got these inks is, yes, I was in the class, but we did not use, I used the blue raspberry I used on my card, but we didn't have a blue card in our class. These were left over because they had 2 classes. And since we were the last class of the entire conference, they only did classes the first 2 days. They didn't want to take all their supplies home. So they offered all the supplies for us. And it was just like, hey, please only take like 1 of each color of ink. And they had like 5 blues of different colors. And I was actually one of the last ones to go up there because I wanted everybody else to have a chance to get it before I did because I already have a ton of supplies. And, but, for one thing I don't have a ton of is ink. Go figure. I have some, but I don't have, I wish I had like a full collection because then I really could have fun and have a different, I feel like I should have 1 more shade difference in here, but yeah, you use what you got, right? All right, so there is the mid-tone. Now we're gonna go with the lightest ones. And so I let everybody else pick what they needed. And then I went in last and picked out everything. And there was still stuff left behind after I was done. And so some people got to take like an extra one home. But I didn't get any duplicates of anything because I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to get stuff. I didn't need to be stingy, but they didn't want to take it home. So everybody was very happy to oblige. Down to I even got like the Mr. bottle. So I thought that was fun. It was very nice, which means I get to come home and show you guys all the cool stuff, right? We get to play with it. And now I get to show you fun techniques. That's why I love going to classes and taking classes from other people besides, obviously, I'm teaching you, but, you know, going to somebody else's class, there's techniques or ideas that I just don't remember or things that I wouldn't have caught. Like I'm teaching you guys how many different techniques on this class, but the class is called Off the Page. But how many different other things are in here, and you don't realize all the other little tidbits are in something until you do it. All right, so I feel like I've maybe a little bit more in that one corner. This one feels like it needs a little bit more, but it's okay if it kind of shades off and is not like fully formed. All right, I'm putting my ink caps on here so I don't get ink everywhere. Put my little blender things back inside, just kind of cleaning up so I don't get stuff on everything. And then the big reveal, ta-da. So look at the difference. Same exact card. All I did was change the order of this is light to dark. This is dark to light. Is there a preference of which one you prefer better? Which one you like more? All right. So again, what I did is I have the full sheet of paper. If you notice, the size of the card is much bigger because if I made a boo-boo, I could clean it up, and I'm going to wipe down my table before it gets mucky on something else. So clean up the table again. Now we're going to trim it up, make sure I get it nice and centered. So pull out my paper trimmer. If you wanted to cut this ahead of time and be perfect on it, you totally could. I tend to not do that. All right, so we're going to go down here. I want to have as much of the stencil covering, so that's why I'm cutting off all the white piece. Now, if you notice, I have extra room at the bottom and compared to the top. It's not centered, but I can fix it now because I can cut it. So that was an oops on my part. So I'm going to go a little bit more because we got to go to 5. So I'm going to go to about there. So I'm not quite, as you can see, I'm not quite going to 5 1/4. I'm going a little bit more because this side was closer. Now I'm going to go straight to 5, and it should line up in the center nicely. That's just eyeballing it. And look at that. I did pretty darn good, right? That's not measuring and going, what exact one is it? So there we go. All right. So do you guys like light to dark or dark to light? The first card or the one that we made together? It's all preference. Now, one thing I did do before I started, and this was my template, is I just pulled out the same white cardstock that I used for my blending, for my backgrounds, and I tested the inks on there to see which ones were the right colors, what order I liked it. So always do a test run before you do it for real to see how you think you are going to like it. Because you might be like, ooh, those colors do not look nice together, or they do look good together, or, you know, it's a personal preference of what you want to do. So always do a test run. All right, so now it's time to put our card together. I've got my card base. I always use my Mina white cardstock. The other change that I am doing to this card is on the background, I used a much darker blue as a back. This one I'm using a lighter blue. So just changing the color of the blue hue that's back there. So let's go ahead and add this. And then if you also noticed, when I put this on, I'm not centering it here. I am shoving this all the way to the side. So we're going to go all the way to that one edge to create a much bigger border on the other side. So we're really pushing it to the other side, right? And then when we place our card on, we're going to do the same thing. So we're really changing the off the page. We're not centering like you normally do for cards. We're shoving everything to the left this time. Really playing with the fact that the stencil is coming out of the card, the kind of the fold, right? The score. The crease. There's it. The crease. That's the word. You guys like the new one. That's too funny. See, everything's different. That's why I wanted to show you guys differences. You never know. Always try it. There's nothing wrong with changing it up and doing something different. Now, the last thing I did is I took the lightest color and the darkest color, and I stamped You're So Sweet. And the You're So Sweet came from the stamp set called, which one's this called? Sweetie. Isn't that cute? Little dragon and adorable. So it's just said You're So Sweet. Again, I love all the amazing sentiments in there, and it just is awesome. So we're going to do You're So Sweet, but it kind of hides on there. you could totally get away with that. I like it right smack in the middle. I think it looks great. So you guys tell me, do you like it plain? See how this one's plain, or do you like it with a matte? I'd love to know your in, because now that I'm seeing it on there, I actually kind of like it. It's not bothering. I thought it needed a matte to pop, but this way, it's almost like there's a gap. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm curious. Like have everything. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just kind of a different size. Let me know. Should I put the matte on? Okay, so we have a vote for a matte. Come on, guys, we got vote. Matte, no matte. Should we add a matte? I do have the matte right here if we want to do it. I got one vote for matte. Vote it up, guys. What you got? What do you want to do? No mattes with the matte. Well, because we're doing something different, I'm getting everybody's, they're saying both ways work. Let's do this one as a completely different. Just to show you what it would look like, though, let me just cut it so you guys can see. So, and I'll show you what it would look like if I was going to actually put the matte on. So I cut this down to the size I wanted, right? And then we're going to place this on here. And you know what, guys? It is totally a personal preference. No card is going to please everybody. Some people like it one way or the other. But when you're happy with it, that's the key thing. So once I have, oh, there's my scissors. Once I have it on here, I take my scissors. You could take your paper trimmer if you wanted to. And I'm going to cut. I'm just eyeballing it out about the dimensions all the way around and then cut. The key thing is to do big straight cuts. So this is with the matte. So what do we think? So that's with the matte, or I can always put this back on. It's really easy. Or no matte. I think they both look good. So it gets lost without the matte. I thought that too, but I don't know. It could work either way. Let's do the matte since I already cut it. It was my go-to, but you know, it works no matter what. So I'm just going to add a little bit of extra adhesive to this because I already kind of pulled it off, but I think it works no matter what. And this is just playing with one single tone. You could do this in whatever colors of tones you want to. There we go. And the other thing, if you notice, I switched the lighter background color. This one has the darker background matte. So I really played around with flipping all the different colors around. So you like it great with the matte. See, there you go. Either way, but I think it gets lost without it. So there we go. The matte is on there. So there's our second card. This is using the stencil off the page instead of having it smack in the center. And then because we were going off the page to the left, let's push everything else to the left and really center everything going a different direction. It kind of gives your whole card a different look and a different vibe. So that's card number 2. If you happen to join us after the fact and you missed our first card, this was the first card we made. This was the one I did ahead of time, and this was the one that we did together. So you can always go back and watch the replay for the first card that we did. And now we're going to go on to the last card of the day. We're going to go into our purple tones. Look how pretty that is. I love that. And again, we're playing with off the page, right? Jumped on late. Can you show the stencils? The stencil we used for this card is this beautiful stencil right here from TLC Designs. It's called Splash of Hearts and Land. So we have hearts in the center, and then you have 2 different types of grasses on either side. All of the stencils we're using today are from TLC Designs, so you can check them out. This one is the other new one that we're going to be playing with today. And it's called Happy Balloon Day and Clouds. So here you can see we have all the flowers. We were just playing with the centers of the stencils today. I was not playing with any of the edges yet, but we do have 2 different forms of clouds on either side, which I think is awesome. So to try to create some backgrounds for things, that's where that's coming from. So let's do our background stencil first. Let me pull out my card base that I have here. And again, I'm going with a little bit larger, and we're going to trim it down in case I have a section I don't like or do like. And I'm going to go all the way up, and we're going to have to do a little fudge here at the bottom. We might, no, yeah, you know what? I think we're going to get away with it because we're going to trim so I can trim that part off. So one part, if you're looking at the card, we don't have to worry about is this corner right here because that's where this is going to go, right? And I didn't stamp very well. It's kind of crooked. Sorry, guys. Oops. And I think I'm going to do a smaller circle this next round. I think I made my circle too big. Okay, the 2 colors of inks we're going to play with today, and it is totally fine mix and matching brands of inks. You don't have to stick with one brand over the other. There's nothing wrong with playing around with it and having some fun. So we are going to use, I have an ink blender for one. I do have a pink, and then I grabbed just my foam. So again, mix and match whatever tools you have, go for it. I love the stencil for extra functionality. Yes, it's like getting a 3 for 1. Isn't that awesome? I think it's great. All right, so with this card, I did the purple in the corner. I think I'm going to keep that, but I want to bring back some more purple at the bottom here. So we're going to do the pink first. See everything else out of the way. And this is Wendy Vichy's Make Art blendable dye ink. She's made it purposely for blending, which I think is awesome. And so we're going to kind of do, here, I'm going to move this over here for now. We're going to go right smack kind of in the middle, just to give us a couple of tones. And we're going to overtone. So we're going to kind of go through here. We are going to come down to the bottom, but we're going to also pick it back up with the purple. So we're using a couple of different colors for blending and not using just the whole thing. So there's the first round. I can always come back and add more if I need to. This is why I love using 2 different blending brushes or tools. If I have it like all set, I can go back and forth instead of tearing this off each time. So now we're going to pull this over here and we're going to go down in this corner and pick up some purple. Whoops. Don't do that. Stay put. Stay. That's why I still put my hand there, guys. Still put my hand. Now really come in and kind of blend those 2 colors together. Really get a change in those colors. So we want to have a nice gradation. Put that there. Move that down. We're going to get up here. I'm doing a little bit more of the purple than I did last time. Whoops. It's because I hit that little corner there. Shoot-a-munga. It's okay. It'll be fine. I can always flip it over and do the other side if I really, I'm doing this on purpose, going this way so I don't catch that edge. There's no wrong way to blend. But if I made a boo-boo and it looks too funky, I have the other side of the paper. No big deal. Let's put this on here so I don't get close. All right, let's see how it looks. Oh, look, it turned out fine. No problems. And remember, we're going to trim this off. So I'm going to trim from here and I'm going to trim from here. So I'm not going to worry about that. And just to look, we're not going to use as much of a circle, but I think we're good. I don't like seeing the bottom of the purple, so that we're not going to do that this time. So there's our purple this time. I think we're good. All right, so now it's time. This is why I like to trim after, because I want to get rid of that funky edge that didn't quite get there. There's some cleaning up that we're going to do after the fact, right? So we want this to have an edge. So we need this to be 5. And look, it cleans up no problem. I might actually go to here. So I'm just going to go, oops, I'm going to go back to there. Trim a little bit off the bottom and then come up to here and just do a tiny, tiny titch at the top just to kind of clean up that top. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to clean a little bit off this edge. Not much, just a little bit. And then this side is going to go all the way down to 3 3/4. So now I've got a beautiful, it goes this way, a beautiful coloration here and worked nicely. And I played around with adding a little bit more of the purple down at the bottom just to have some fun. But you could do it all one color. You could do it a couple of different colors. It does not matter. But having a good ink that's blendable is key. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting and pushing too hard, and it's just no fun. And the ones I like the best, the ones that like here, how it goes, you can really see the 2 different tones of colors from higher and lower. All right, so now we're going to go in and we're going to add in our other layers. So I have a matte. This time, instead of doing a light pink matte, I decided to go with the purple. Now, the cool thing is, if you notice, this is actually the same paper, but one side is dark, one side is light. So I wanted to use the dark side for the circle. I'm going to use the light side for the background matte, or I could do it the other way around. So this is a great way when you have one paper with 2 different colors on each side. They're just hues of the same color. It's really, really great. So I think I'm going to do this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. All right, so let's add our background matte first. Where's my, there it is. Trying to find all my stuff everywhere. So let's add this to the back. And then we're going to center, and we're going to keep this centered. We're not doing anything funky here. Now, I do need to do a little bit more cleaning on this. So this is where this fun little tool comes in. So I can rudge it along. It's got all these beautiful little nooks and crannies on here. And if I lift it up, I might be able to get a few more. Look at that. It just gets them all out. It's so great. I just wanted to show this to you. Normally I would do that ahead of time, but I really wanted to show you how cool that tool is. There's lots of versions of that tool, but this one I like because it also has a couple of different things at the bottom that you can squish out. So it's really cool. All right. All right. Here we go. So because there's a little bit of a boo-boo right here, it tore a little bit. We're going to push that off to the side, right? And because, yeah, we're doing a darker one because I had the lighter color on the back. Yeah, just checking. And I want this to be a little off. Now, this circle came from a die set. Whoops, where'd it go? Okay. This is the die set. It's called Aztec Stun. It's got this really cool outer frame of the Aztec, which is what we die cut right here. And then it has an inner circle, which I have done in white. So it gives us that white center. If you wanted to keep it all dark, you totally could, but I like that little pop, or we could change it and you could do a different color. It's really all, it's whatever you want to do. So we're going to go ahead and center this in the center. Plus it gives an easy place to put a stamp here in the corner. And then we're going to apply our adhesive. Now, I don't want to see the white. This one, I feel like I went too high in. So we're going to go lower in the corner this time. And actually, we're going to go a little bit more to the side. Instead of hitting in the corner, we're going to hit more on the side. Play wherever you like. It's totally up to you. It does not matter. Oh, LL, I just saw what you said about the lighter circle. Whoops. Oh, well. Make it yourself and do it the other way. Oops. Okay, so all I'm doing now, I could get out a pair of scissors and cut, but now I'm just trimming up and making this the right size for the card. So I'm lining up my wire right here with my card. You could use scissors, totally fine. And I'm just running along the edge. Whoops. Now it's fine. And if you end up getting a tiny, tiny bit of your card with it, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. All right. So look. This one I have a much smaller section and you can't see any of the purple from below. This one I have more of the purple. Again, a little bit different. I always try to show you guys something a little bit different every single time I make these cards. So you can just see variations of it. All right, so now we have our dragonfly, which we're going to go ahead and put this on our card mat. There we go. So here's our card mat. Get this stuck on here. And then we're going to add the rest. So here it is. Now, the other thing I could do is I could drop this down and I could make this all the way in the corner. You know what? And I think I'm going to do that. Because I made this all white down here, we're going to drop it into the corner and give it that fun extra corner versus centering it. Why not nail it all the way and really emphasize the fact that we're coming off that page and play with, instead of to the side, we're going to go side and down to this final corner right there. There's no wrong way to make cards, guys. You can do it any way you want. All right, now the last thing we're going to put on here, well, a couple last things, is we're going to add some fun little elements, which includes this Cutie Dragonfly. And this is a dragonfly that came from this set right here. You can see it has a couple. I could have used these circles, but I liked the look of this circle better. And so the scallop, I liked the Aztec sun, but it does not matter. So here the Cutie Dragonfly comes in 3 pieces. So I've already die cut the 3 pieces in 3 different colors. So I feel like everything kind of pops a little bit better. And then I also die cut out the word hello instead of stamping. This one I stamped, and it just is a little heya. And the stamp is from this stamp sentiment set. And here's the haya, or heya, however it is. And so you have a ton of beautiful sentiments, which it's a perfect place to put a sentiment. But I thought this time we would do a die and die cut out the word hello. And the hello is coming from this one called Rosy Sentiment. And here's a hello and here's a smile, along with some other beautiful frames and things. So it's just a really cool way to do that. So change it up. You don't have to always stamp. You can use a die. You could use whatever you want. So we're going to layer. First, I like to lay this down and get a feel for how everything is going to look. I don't always like to just jump in and add it. And then I did 2 different hellos. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when I die cut this out, one of them I die cut out with one side of a paper, one with the other. This one has little dots on it. And you can see like little purple dots. I don't think you can pick it up on the screen. And this one is the same color purple, but it's no dots. It's that old Bo Bunny double dot paper. I don't even know if that stuff's still being made, but I have still a stash of it here. And so every now and then I pull it out. All the card stocks are purely from my stash, just whatever colors I was grabbing. Great stash buster cards for your card stock. So I think I like the plain one. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and adding one more element of more dots I think is just too much. So we're going to go with the plain one. I did both just in case. So there it is. We're going to go with that. But to make it easy, sticker maker. And for those that did not see the post earlier, Xyron, which makes the sticker maker and is also my tape runner that I use. And I love my Xyrons. They are having a sale right now. Let me put the little thing up. They're having a sale right now, and it says Happy Mother's Day from Xyron. Take 15% off orders with promo code MOM15. Link to go to Xyron is down below, and just type in that code and you get 15% off. So we're going to use our sticker maker to make this super easy to put together, our cutie little dragonfly. And this is another card where I got a fun inspiration from. So let's see, pop it in, pull it through. I could fit 3, and then I'm going to do the hello at the bottom. So all these little die cut pieces, so simple. So the inspiration for this card came from, well, let me just finish this. But there is a brand new challenge going on where there is a design. So there's a sketch, there is a digital stamp, and there's also some other, like it's an idea. There's a video that goes with it. There's a lot of fun stuff that goes with that. And I will post the information. It's all through TLC Designs. It just got launched the beginning of this month. So it's a brand new, there we go, that on there. It's a brand new challenge. And there is a bundle that goes with it where you get a stamp, you get some digital papers, and then you also get the video, and you get the sketch. And you get a chance to win a prize. But anybody can join the challenge, and anybody can use a sketch. It's posted up on the website, and you can see it on their Instagram channel. So let me post it up here. So this is the sketch. This was my original inspiration for this card. I modified it a little bit because I used a circle instead of a rectangle. But here you can see it's a Mother's Day card. It's super cute. It's sketch bundle 110. It's $5, and you get the digital stamp and the digital papers along with the video and also the sketch. But anybody can use the sketch and anybody can play, and there is some fun prizes, and it's just a ton of fun. It's a chance to try something new, and it's a great way to kind of do a launching board for, like, I don't know what to do, I'm kind of stuck. Well, that's where 2 of my cards came from inspiration, from the sketch and then also from the card class I was at. And then the other one, just purely by looking at the stencil, I was like, that's so cool. We're doing off the page for this particular video. And I thought that'd be so cool to like off center it. So sometimes you get kind of going with one idea and then the other ideas kind of get flowing with that. So you never know. So this was the last card we did of the day. Playing with off the page again. And obviously the inspiration. The last thing I want to do for this card, if I can find them, they're buried in here, is I added some little gems. I thought these would look really cute. So on the dragonfly itself, and then in the centers of all of the flowers, I thought, for some reason, this one, I got more flowers than dots. I don't know why. This one, like, there's a whole lot dots. I guess the way I centered it. So even like these ones here, it just gives your card a little something, because it's so monotone. So now we're kind of playing with adding a little something else. If you did notice, all my cards were all monotone. I was playing around with the idea. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that there. I meant to do that there. Apparently that's a flower, Erin, you know. And I don't know, I get the biggest kick out of the fact that I used something up. A whole page is empty. I don't know, I feel such a sense of satisfaction when I've used up a page of something and it's like, it's done. It's finished. Yay. So last card we did of the day, in case you missed, I'm going to go back and show you the other ones, this is our purple toned one with the beautiful flower stencil. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. Here it is. Oh, no, that's the first one. You should see my desk. It is like crazy. So the stencil we use for this one is called Happy Bloom Day in Clouds. Super, super cute. And then we use some of the wonderful wonderful dies and a stamp for that one. The second card we made, let me lay this down. See if I can get these all in here. The second card we made is this one. Again, a variation, a little bit different. Again, off the page. This time going sideways off the page. And that one is a splash of hearts and land. And then one of the stamp sets that TLC Designs also has. And then the first card we made together is this one, playing with a couple of different techniques for making our own background and then making our own stencil background. And that stencil is called Clearly Classic. So if you're interested in any supplies for how to make the cards that we just did today, you can check out TLC Designs. Don't forget, there's a couple of different coupon codes. They're all listed down below for Xyron, 15% off, and then the glass mat that we were using. And it's awesome because it's magnetic and it helps hold everything when you're doing your stencils. And then we also did like making the watercolor background with the ink. So we sprayed the water and it cleaned up really nicely. So the glass mat is also 15% off everything at the store. Use code Aaron15 and it's really awesome. TLC Designs, Sketch Challenge is going on all month. You can check out their website for that. Links to all of TLC Designs products and all the other products we're using, plus TLC Designs social media channels, that's the word I'm looking for, are all listed below, along with all of mine. And I would truly thank you for being here today and having a ton of fun with me making cards and craziness of my board so you guys don't have crazy light reflections on my glass board. It's kind of hard to video, but it's a really cool product. If you have not checked out either my Facebook or my YouTube, please check them out. I would totally appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up and some hearts. And if you are loving this video and you would love to send me some stars if you're on Facebook, or like the supers if you're on YouTube, or just some hearts and some thumbs up is totally amazing. And I'll be back next week with another Card Making Wednesday. Have an amazing day, you guys. Don't forget to stay safe, and bye-bye for now.